So yesterday what we have seen is what is mean by roll-up summaries, or let's say roll-up summary fields in the Salesforce. So what are they? They are like automated aggregation fields where we can calculate some count, minimum, maximum, or average from related child records, okay, automatically onto the parent record. Where this is applicable in the master detail logic. So in the master, if you want to see the detail or child details like some count, minimum and maximum of any field, so that in that scenario we will be using roll up summaries. Then zero code power, that means we are not going to write any coding here, just we are selecting minimum, maximum, or the available options there are. So out of them we are selecting, and then the magic happens in the backend. We know we're writing any code or logic to see the like count, minimum, maximum, or sum of the child fields detail on the parent. Then what will be the scenarios we have covered? Like we have covered two scenarios where student will be having mock interviews. Okay, so what is the maximum score uh, in any mock interview that we have seen? Okay, on the student records. So number of mock interviews also we can see when we use the count, and also we have seen how to see the minimum of any score. So it's just simple selecting min or max options while creating the roll up summary field. Okay, so this is another example. So calculating the sum of amount from all the child object records. So suppose account is there, opportunity is there. If the account and opportunity are into master data relationship, then we can use this concept. Or let's say a course is there. For a course, student is a master detail. I mean, student is a detail and course is a master. So all the fees collected by the complete set of students for a particular course, we can see that. How we can see? If we create a roll-up summary field. So such kind of examples. Now, how we can implement this? Just to go to the setup, then identify relationship, or like from which to which relationship. In our example, it was student to mock interview. So then go to the master. That means the parent. Here in our example, it was a student. So we went to the student and created a particular field called roll up summary field and configure the aggregation, whether you want to sum or count or minimum, maximum, or of any particular field in the mock interview. What field we have choose? We have chosen the uh, I think it was a score field we have chosen. Then set a, if there is any criteria to filter out, we can do that, but we didn't do that. Then just click on save and review. That's it. So real-time updates we can see with zero manual efforts, and the roll-up summary field automatically calculates and displays the aggregate value. Aggregate in the sense some count like that from related child object directly. Okay, on the parent object, that we know, that we have seen the practically as yesterday. Then these are the benefits, as I said, real-time business insights. So enhance your reporting and analysis. That means you don't need to go to each and every child record to see what is the maximum interview score. In the parent itself, even if you have attended 100 mock interviews throughout this entire 3 months or 6 months of course duration, you can see what is the top score immediately on the parent. Okay, on the student record only, you can see which is the top score from all these interviews. That means you can observe the results very quickly. So your user experience will be improved, data accuracy and consistency, so that automatic calculation ensure consistency. That means it's calculating automatically, right? So no manual mistakes. So compliance and governance in the sense aggregated auditable information assisting meeting the strict compliance requirements and governance standards through accurate. See, as I said, again there will be no more manual efforts in this. Everything is automated. So aggregated results, you can see the total number of interviews attended, minimum score, maximum score in any interview, that you can see very easily. So same, same applies that one. So this is all about the Salesforce roll up summary fields. Okay. Now, now let's dive into today's topic. It is class 9 actually. Yeah. Salesforce validation rules. This is the most important concept. Okay. Because every field is nothing but a data for us. If you are creating a student record, student will have email, student will have fee structure, student will have marks, student will have some address, phone number. So this all, every field wherever you are storing the particular records data is nothing but our data that is getting stored into the database. If the data which we are storing in the database is not correctly taken from the user, okay, then it's a mistake on us also. Suppose there is an email field. If someone fills Kalyan Chakravarti, okay, kalyanchakravarti.com, that doesn't mean it's an email. It should be at the rate gmail.com, at the rate yahoo.com, at the rate example.com, something like this. So it's not like kalyanchakravarti.com. Kalyanchakravarti.com is like a website. So we should have a validation whenever we are storing data. Okay, whenever we are storing data, from taking the user data on the UI, okay, to store it inside the Salesforce database, it's a very big task for us. Okay, if user fills any wrong data, okay, then storing it in the database is useless. So that's why we have to keep maximum validation in the sense, verify whether the user enter the data is in a correct format or not. Okay, user enters data is in the correct format or not, that we need to make sure. Okay, so then we call this as a validation of the data before it's being saved to the database. Okay, before it's being saved to the database. So to do that validation, we need to write rules. We need to write rules. So when we write rules to validate the data before it is being saved to the database, then that is called as validation rules. Okay, validation rules we say. So where we gonna do that? How we gonna do that? What are the benefits? Let's see now. So the definition is automated Salesforce rules that enforce data quality and consistency by checking entered data against specified criteria. As I said, email. If someone is entering a wrong email format, the email may be wrong, like Kalyan Chakravarti at the rate gmail.com may exist, may not exist, but at least they should give it in a right format. Okay, right format. So we have to check the criteria. And suppose let's say salary is there. Suppose you have a faculty. The faculty salary cannot exceed 1 lakh, let's say, or cannot be lower than some 5,000. If someone enters the data, salary is minus for 10,000, is it a valid data? There itself, you can say that your company has a rule that every employee will have a minimum 5,000 salary and maximum of 1 lakh salary. If people are entering minus 5,000, minus 10,000 salary, if your administrator or someone is doing any mistake, there itself you have to correct, right? At least maybe the if someone enters 7,000, that is also wrong. But if someone enters the completely invalid data, minus 5,000, minus 10,000, minus 1, or let's say 10 lakhs, so that doesn't sound right. So there should be criteria for each and every field that needs to be entered into a database from the UI. So that criteria we have to set. Purpose is what? Ensures that data entered into the system meets defined standards and condition before it is successfully saved to the database. Okay. Now, the importance of validation rules, as I said, ensuring accuracy. So, by validating data against defined criteria, errors, inaccuracies are minimized throughout the system. So, there will be no inaccuracies, no minus data, or no invalid email formats. So, like that, there will be many other use cases. Examples. Consistency, as you know, enforcing uniform data standards. Everywhere you follow the same standard. You may have 1,000 employees. Every employee will have the same criteria. No negative salary, no salary beyond 1 lakh. So data integrity in the sense preventing the entry of incomplete or incorrect data, thus preserving long-term data integrity and trust. Let's say there is an address field. If someone fills just HYD, you should not accept. At least they should enter 10 characters length address. Okay, minimum of 10 characters. At least if they enter Hyderabad, Sikandrabad, or let's say you can accept 20 character length address. So that their address will be very clear for us. Okay, so incomplete data should not be there. So I have to set the condition in the address field. Minimum 20 characters should be entered before it's being saved. If there is no minimum of 20 characters, then just throw the error. There is no valid data. Please enter minimum of 20 characters. Pre-save check. How validation rules function in the backend? First, they will do pre-save check. We apply certain rules now. We create some logic now. So based upon the logic, when someone enters the data on the UI fields and click on save the record or create a new record and save it, then it checks for the whatever the rules we have defined. Then what happens? Error handlings. If the criteria are not met, a user defined error, whatever our administrators write the error, na? If the, suppose email is in wrong format, like that, error displays and prevents saving until the error is resolved. That means the user should enter the correct valid format, valid data before it's being saved to the database. So broad criteria, these validation rules will cover like making some fields required and format constants. So @gmail.com, @yahoo.com, range checks in the sense, as I said, example, below 5,000 not allowed, above 1 lakh is not allowed. Then, and also sometimes we can write even a complex logic. Yesterday we have seen, day before yesterday we have seen the formula fields, right? Formulas and advanced formulas. There we have some mathematical functions, right? If, else, and or. So there are many other date related mathematical functions. There are many more functions, right? Such kind of advanced, the editor like window will get it, where we'll write this logic. Okay, you can write complex logic also to validate the data. Now let's go to the practical scenario. This is another example. I'm going to cover another example which is related to the student data. One second, sorry. Let's go to student. Let's go to student data. Yeah, let's say Kalyan is there. Okay. Subject 1, subject 2, subject 3. There are marks. Okay. My subject marks cannot exceed 100. Okay. My subject marks should not exceed. Let's say first we'll go with the subject 1 marks. Okay. For any student, subject 1 marks should not exceed 100. If suppose I give 150, now what is happening? Here the data is getting saved, right? But in my institution there is no such a like a so no such student that where I can give them 150 marks. The exam result is a maximum exam result or exam like mark standard is like 100 marks. So how can someone grant them 150? No, right? I should prevent this. I should prevent this that like unnecessary data differences. Okay, if someone gives this much, also it is getting saved. Can a marks be this much? No. So I should set a criteria. I should set a rule, validation rule, that if someone enters the data into subject one marks, okay, in a student object, then throw the error. Okay, please enter the like marks or data below 100. Okay, how to do that? Step 1, go to the setup. Step 2, select on which object you want to write this validation rule. On which object? It's a student object. So in the student object, go to validation rules. If you scroll down, okay, if you scroll down, there are fields and relationship, page outs, everything, right? If you scroll down, here you'll be having validation rules. Click on that. Now, I don't have any validation rule written till now. Now I'm going to write that validation rule. What is rule name? Maximum allowed marks on subject 1. Okay. It applies to other subject also, but I'm taking the first example as this one. For subject 1 field only I'm doing. Now, description. So, to have maximum, to have max, we can write it or we can ignore it, but I'm writing it. To have maximum marks as 100. Here we have to write the formula now. Formula in the sense, the logic. So what logic I can write it? One second. When the error should throw, when the error should throw. So whenever the data whenever the data exceeds 100, then the error should come. Okay. So select student. In the student object, subject 1 marks is greater than, we can have an operator as well. Okay. Greater than 100. Okay. If it is equal to 100, also not an issue for us. But it should, if it is a greater than error, okay, if it is greater than some particular value, like say 100, then throw the error. What error? Do not enter the value above 100. Make sure the marks are below or let's say less than or equal to 100. So where you want to throw the error? On the top of a page or in a field? That means here you want to display the error, or here at the particular field you want to display the error. Let me select first top of a page. Click on save. It's getting saved. Just wait a minute. It got saved. Now let me go to the data. I mean the record of a student object. Let me try to enter the data. See, what was the error we got? Do not enter the value above 100. Okay. Make sure the marks are less than or equal to 100. You got the error, right? So that means there is no invalid data in our organization now. Let's say 99 and save it. It got saved. Let me enter 100. It got saved. Let me enter 101. Do not enter the value above 100. Make sure the marks are less than or equal to 100. Got it? Let me create a new record now. New student name, Soumya. Let's say Salesforce administration. Now 90. Sorry. Let's say 105 90 NJT. Let me click on save. So what we got again? Do not enter the value above 100. Okay. So what I have to do? 99. Now the answer, now the data got saved. Clear? Yes or no?
Yes.
Suppose someone is entering the data minus 99. I mean, not like this. Wait. Minus 99. It is still getting saved now. This is also error. This also I need to control now. What I have to do? Go to the object manager. Whatever the error whatever the validation rule we have written, there you have to go and enhance this error. Enhance this. Sorry, error condition. So what we can do? If subject one marks is greater than 100, okay, we have the operators here and we have to write like this and or we can have here this, right? And so like this you can write or like this you can write. I'll tell you what is meant by and day before yesterday I have told you, if I want to validate two conditions to be true, if I want the two conditions to be true, then I will write and I want mango and I want apple. That means I want both. I want tea or coffee. That means if any one is satisfied, then that's fine for me. Okay. Now, if the subject one marks is greater than 100, or again, subject one, so subject one marks is less than zero, then I need to get the error. So let's check this. Let's analyze this first. Let's say subject one marks is there. Okay. Subject one marks is equal to 99. Okay. Subject one marks is now 99. Will this condition satisfied? Subject one is greater than 100? Yes or no? See, you have to come out of mute. Now subject one marks, the user entered 99. Now Soumya got 99 in the subject one. Is this condition true or false?
True.
See, listen. Is the marks greater than 100 or less than 100?
The greater.
No. Here, if I enter the marks 99, that subject marks are greater than 100 or
Less than. Less
less
than.
than 100. That means this condition is false. Okay. Then system checks for second condition. Subject one marks less than 0. Yes or no? Is it less than 0 or greater than 0? 99.
Less
Greater
than.
than, no, no, no. Subject 1 marks, if you can see
Okay, okay,
here,
greater than. Greater than.
it's clear. It is 99 here. Subject 1 is having 99. 99 greater than 0? No. False. 99 less than 0? False. Both conditions are false. Then you won't get any error. Okay? You won't get any error. Now let's say, now let's say, subject 1 marks is equal to 101. What is the first condition says? 101 greater than 100. Yes or no? Yes, right. 101 is greater than 100, na? So the condition is true. Then second condition it checks. Subject 1 marks, which is 101 greater less than 0. Is it less than 0? No. No, right? It is not less than 0. Because 101 can't be less than 0. Then this condition is false. So what is and was doing? In the previous example, what and was doing? If both conditions are true, both should be true. Both conditions are true, then only the condition is satisfied. I mean, the overall condition is satisfied. In this case, if someone enters 101 marks now, the second condition is failing. So we'll not get the error there. So what I have to do? There I have used and on that day. Now I am going to use or. Let's say or. There is operator and there is a function. So I can use or. So now what this condition will tell us, this combined condition, whatever the subject 1 marks you are entering, that subject 1 marks should be greater than 0. So greater than 100. If that is satisfied, then you will get an error. If the subject 1 marks less than 0, you will get the error. Any one satisfied, either this or that, any one condition is satisfied, you will get the error. Or if both the conditions are satisfied, then also you'll get the error, but there will be no such scenario where both the conditions are satisfied. Yes or no? Any number can be greater than 0 and less than 0. So greater than 100 and less than 0? No, right? Are you getting my point? If you are not getting, let me know. This is important. See, this is a validation rule. Whenever user enters the data and that data matches this condition, whatever the error condition we have written here, okay, then the error triggers, the validation triggers and throws the error. Hey, your data is having certain errors, so please correct that. So what kind of error we should catch and throw the error? That condition we are writing here. In my case, my marks should be between 0 to 100 and should not be greater than 100 and less than 0. This is my condition. So what I have written, if a user enters the marks into subject 1 and if it is greater than 0 or say greater than 100 or less than 0, then in any one scenario you throw the error. Do not enter the value above 100 and below 0. Make sure the marks are I can write it here like marks are between 0 to 100. Now let me change the name if we want maximum and maximum. Let's say max min max and min marks on subject 1. Okay, to have maximum marks as 100 and minimum, I can write any description here, minimum as 0. What exactly users will see is this one, error message. Okay, whenever this condition is met, either the marks are greater than 100 or less than 0, then this condition will trigger. Why I haven't used and? I gave you the like scenario. If it is one not one, then one condition will only satisfied. If I use and, then both the conditions should satisfy. If I use or, if any one condition is satisfied, then I can throw the error. That was my requirement. Understand the difference between or and. If you don't understand this basic difference, there is a lot of things to do going ahead. You can't do those all things. And or. Okay, and or. That you have to be very clear when to use and, when to use or. When you need both things, use. When you know both the conditions to be true, then use and. When any condition is true, you can execute the error or any condition, any whole big condition, then use or. Now we have created the, I mean, we have edited the uh, validation rule. Now let's go and check whether the 99 is allowed or not. Got the error right? Now 9, let's say, it got saved. So now I can't enter the marks -1, or I can't enter the marks 101. Whatever the data should be there, data should be between 0 to 100. Okay. This is called validation rule. Okay. What we have implemented is called validation rule. Whenever the user enters data, the data needs to meet a certain criteria set by your system administration or organization. Okay, system administrator, how we can set it? When there is a business requirement defined by your CEOs or business owners. So this is a validation rule. Got it?
Yes.
Now, if we are going to take an appointment, let's say you run a hospital. Okay, then you have to take a booking appointment. If a date is less than today, is this a valid appointment?
Mm.
No. Then in the back end, you have to write the condition that the booking date and time should be at least greater than today, or greater than or equal to today. Okay. If you want to control time also, then you have to control time also at least 2 hours from now. Yes or no? So, so such kind of things will be there when you are dealing with the real time projects. Okay, your birth date is there. Birth date, if you are having tomorrow, then that is also not valid. No? The birthday should be at least prior to today. If you born just yesterday, if the baby is born just yesterday, that is fine. Even today is fine. But today and now, before this particular time, if the birth date is above that, then that's not valid data. So these kind of data control should be there, or let's say field data control should be there when you are saving the real record, when you are dealing with the real time data. Definitely, every organization will have multiple fields, and every field should have a control. That control you can have it by using validation rules. Okay, got it?
Yes.
Shruti is not here. Let me get back. So, is this clear?
Yes.
Okay. We will see more examples in tomorrow's class. Today, I see two to three people are not present here. So, we'll continue it tomorrow with more examples. And Soumya, you practice. Okay. I don't think you. I mean, you're new to these topics. You may know this formula fields, these all fields.
Yes.
Just practice. If you face any, you try any complex formulas. If you face any issues, then let's resolve that on the tomorrow's class.
Okay.
Then that will be very helpful for you and for helpful for other students also to understand more about the formulas and the validation rules, roll up summary fields, etc. Okay, try some complex things. Okay. If you need any help to think of the complex scenarios, let me know. I'll give you. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll send you article. So practice the complex formulas and the validation rules. Okay.
Okay. And
Okay.
share me that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll show you that. I'll show you that in a few minutes.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.